process we used to say daily stand up. Okay, we are learning the course, but it's okay, we are just following the agile. I am taking the status of everyone. This is called daily stand up meeting. Every day, first after reaching office, after taking some break, after seeing all the mails, people will have one daily stand up meeting in their projects. Okay. Now yesterday we discussed about the inheritance concepts. Here. Okay, deposit ATM. Yeah. So in inheritance we have three types of inheritances. Three types of inheritance. One is the single level inheritance, means one class extends another class, right? One class extends another class. That is the single level inheritance. Okay, multi-level. For example, here if you observe, ATM is one class. See, all these methods you have in ATM center. What is the methods? Withdraw, bank balance, pin change, mini statement. These are the functions are there in the ATM center, right? And this ATM center has the relation, is a relation with the deposit ATM center. There is a relationship. This is a deposit ATM is one more class. See, this is one class. So this is the parent class. That's why I don't have. This is the starting point. So it is not inheriting any other class. So I don't have any extend keywords. Malli, right? I don't have any extend keywords. So, but ATM class has a relation with the deposit ATM. That means in this ATM just withdrawal functionality is there. Withdrawal functionality, balance check, all these functionalities are there. But I don't have deposit functionality in this ATM class. Right? Normally we have ATM points, right? ATM points, two types of ATM points. One is deposit where one ATM point where we can do the deposits and withdrawals, everything. And we have another ATM point where you can do only withdrawals. Right? So in such scenarios we will go this kind of approach, right? So this ATM point extending deposit ATM means extending in the sense getting the function from deposit class also, getting the functions, not function. Okay, all functions or variables, anything it can get just by inheriting. Okay, so that is the multi-level. Up to this point it is single level, but when I have one more class, ICICI Bank ATM, ICICI Bank ATM, where is that? One second, it is not that one. Here ICICI Bank ATM extends ATM point, and ATM, see here, ATM class extends deposit ATM. Means one class, say you are a child, you extended some properties from your parents. Your parents extended few properties from your grandparents. Is it clear? That is the multi-level. Malli, clear? Multi-level yes, inheritance, multi-level. Yes, sir. Child class, parent class నుంచి extend చేస్తుంది. Parent class extending behavior from his grandparent, right? So that is the multi-level inheritance. Now I have other scenario. I want to extend directly ATM and deposit ATM. See what it is giving the problem, right? Because in Java this is called multiple inheritance. At a time you are getting the functions or data members from two classes, not one by one. Multi-level is one by one. One class extends another class extends another class, like that. But here I want a ICICI ATM point with deposit and withdrawal with both functionalities I want. అర్థమవుతుందా? నాకు రెండు క్లాసుల నుంచి ఎక్స్టెండ్ చేద్దాం అనుకుంటున్నా. సో ఫ్రమ్ మల్టిపుల్ క్లాసెస్ ఎట్ ఎ టైమ్ ఇట్ ఈస్ నాట్ పాసిబుల్. Why? For example, you have the same withdrawal function in two classes. In deposit ATM also, just assume in deposit ATM also you have withdraw function. In ATM class also you have withdraw function. At that time, which implementation you need to get? There is a confusion, right? When you have here also withdraw function is there. Here also in deposit ATM also, just assumption, okay? Just assumption. Here also you just think, here also you have withdraw function. What will happen then? Which withdraw you are going to call, right? The confusion is there or not? So to avoid that confusion, in Java totally they avoided multiple inheritance. In case of classes, they avoided multiple inheritance. In case of classes, from multiple classes you cannot inherit. Okay. So but sometimes you need that kind of you need to get some functions like that, right? You have two parents are there. From two parents you want to get something, for example mother and father, you want to get some qualities. So that situation is there or not? So how do you do that? Multiple inheritance is possible through interfaces, okay, not through classes. When you have two classes you cannot extend. When you have two interfaces you can easily get the functions. So to achieve multiple inheritance, this is the first statement you need to tell. To achieve multiple inheritance is not possible in case of classes in Java. So to achieve the multiple inheritance in Java we introduced interfaces. Okay, we in the sense Java people introduce interfaces. Okay, let's see what is the interface. So what is the class, you know, right? Do you have idea what is the class? Yeah, tell me.
స్క్రీన్ షేర్ చేయలేదు సార్.
స్క్రీన్ షేర్ చేయలేదు, ఇప్పుడు అది చెప్పేది ఎవరు
అది
మాట్లాడాలి?
కట్ అయిపోతుంది సార్. షేర్ అవుతుంది సార్ స్క్రీన్.
అవుతుందా?
అవుతుంది.
ఇప్పుడు అవుతుందా లేదా శ్రావణి? నీ నెట్వర్క్ ఏమైనా ప్రాబ్లం ఉందని చూసావా?
లేదు సార్, నాకు
కనిపిస్తుంది. మరి ఎవరు చెప్పింది స్క్రీన్ షేర్ కదా?
ధనలక్ష్మి.
ధనలక్ష్మి ఇప్పుడు ఓకేనా? ధనలక్ష్మి
లేదు సార్,
కనిపించట్లేదు
సార్. మీ వాయిస్ కూడా క్లియర్ గా రావట్లేదు సార్.
వాట్ అబౌట్ అదర్స్? నెట్వర్క్ ఏమైనా ప్రాబ్లమ్? మొబైల్ నెట్వర్క్ లో జాయిన్ అయ్యాము.
Audio video is okay, but I can't see the recording is or not.
Recording is there. Recording we started, right? See here, these dots.
సార్ మళ్ళీ రీజాయిన్ అవ్వమనండి సార్.
ధనలక్ష్మి ఒకసారి రీజాయిన్ అవ్వమ్మా. So recording is there in the sense the dots, red dots are you seeing? So that is the recording. Okay, recording is happening. Okay. So to achieve multiple inheritance, interface concept is introduced. Okay. So first you should know clearly how the class is there. See, this is the class, public class, class name, and whatever the methods are there are implemented methods. See here, withdraw, open bracket, close bracket, and curly open braces and close braces. These are the things are there. So this is nothing but method implementation. Method implementation in the sense you open the bracket, close bracket, open braces. Within the braces you have the statements, right? You have written some code. That is the method implementation. Okay, method implementation. In a class you have all methods are implemented. Method is implemented, right? Clear? Whereas if I create an interface, see here, interface, this one, not a class. See, I am going to create the interface. Interface is separate. Okay, what is my interface name? I am going to take IATM. Okay, see here, the syntax for interface. Public is the access modifier, interface is the keyword. Okay, keyword in the sense why I specifically said keyword, always it is not going to change. Okay, after that, this name, interface name. Interface names, you should start with I. That is the best practice. That's it. Okay, you can write the name anything, but because there is you should show some difference between normal class and interfaces. So the difference is I, right? If you see I, that means it is an interface. Okay, what are the things you have in the interface? First point, when I create a class, what do you have? When I created a class, with the class what it is generated? It is generated one constructor, right? Example, see now, I'll, for your purpose, I am creating one more class. See, I created class, temp class, and just generating. Now, see, public class, class name, open braces, close braces, and you have constructor, right? Point number 1. Here, public interface IATM, this is the interface name, open braces, close braces. Do you have constructor here? Do you have constructor here?
No, sir.
No constructor. Point number 1. Okay, no constructor in interface. Yes or no? Whereas in classes you can have the constructors. Okay. Point number 2. In interface, which is the important point. In interface, withdrawal. In ATM point, what are the things I am going to have? Withdraw. Okay. So, I can have the function without body. I should have the function without body, no body. Right? Are you seeing any body like this? See, when I am trying to give the body, it is throwing exception. And it is giving 2 suggestions also. Those suggestions will, 3 suggestions it is giving. Make it to default, make it to static, or remove body. Remove body. Interfaces, in interfaces, normal functions you should not write. Means you just declare the function. No implementation. Got it? in case of classes, see this is a class. Do I have function or not? Open bracket, like this, open braces, close braces, within that you have code. Here in interface, do you have open braces? Do you have any method body? No body, right? So in interface you can have only unimplemented methods, or you can say abstraction methods, abstracted methods, right? Abstraction in the sense no body. See, when I am calling a function through no body, then people don't know what is inside, right? I will discuss that abstraction after that. Okay, interface. So what is the meaning of interface? A interface can have only unimplemented methods. What are the other methods we can have in ATM pointer? Can you tell me? Malli, give me few methods from ATM point.
Pin change,
Hmm.
balance check,
Balance check. Hmm.
mini statement, deposit,
Hmm.
deposit,
Okay. For example, how much deposit I want to know. So int. I can, okay, mini statement for what month? Int for for current month. Like this. Okay, just for example, to have all kind of methods, I added these steps. Okay. So here, are you seeing any implementation? All these functions, are you seeing any implementation? How to withdraw? Did I mention anywhere? How to change the pin? Did I mention that logic? Balance check, did I mention any logic there? What is the use, Abba? What is the use? Just having the dummy functions in interface? Anybody can guess? Why we are using dummy statements and directly you can create a class, have all implemented methods. What is the use having just dummy methods, and these dummy methods implemented by someone directly? That guy can directly write these functions, right? Anyhow, some other class has to extend this IATM and he has to provide the implementation. Then why I am doing here unnecessary job, unnecessarily creating one dummy functions? There is no body. Yeah, this is very important interview question. They will ask you when you say they will ask you just for this question, what is the interface? Then you will say in Java or any other programming object oriented programming language, whether it is a Java or C#, inheritance is not, multiple inheritance is not possible. That's why I used interface. This is your statement, right? Then immediately Okay. So you should get that doubt, right? Okay. Now, so first of all, we will discuss about this. Just keep the doubt in your minds. Okay. After that, I will give explanation. Then you can easily understand. Okay. So do you have the doubt or not? Malli? Oh, Malli. Are you there?
Sir,
So do you have the
Sir.
doubt or not? Why we are writing the dummy functions? There is no body.
ఎందుకంటే
చెప్పు
మళ్ళీ వాటి కాల్ చేయడానికి సార్ మల్టీ లెవెల్లో మళ్ళీ కాల్ చేయడానికి రెండు ఫంక్షన్స్ ఒకేసారి ఏదో ఒక ప్రోగ్రామ్ కి మళ్ళీ అసైన్ చేయాలి ఇంటర్ఫియరెన్స్ అనేది ఫంక్షన్ అనేది కీవర్డ్ అనేది
ఓకే.
అసైన్ చేసినప్పుడు ఆటోమేటిక్ ఇది కాల్ అయినప్పుడు మిగతా ప్రోగ్రామ్స్ తో పాటు రన్ అయ్యింది.
ఓకే.
లోపల మరి సెట్ ఆఫ్ స్టేట్మెంట్స్ ఎందుకు ఇవ్వలేదో నాకు అర్థం కాదు. లోపల స్టేట్మెంట్స్ అనేవి ఎందుకు ఇవ్వలేదో అర్థం కాలేదు.
ఆ డౌట్ అట్లా ఉంచుకో. ఓకే. ఐ విల్ క్లారిఫై దట్ డౌట్ అండ్ దే విల్ ఆస్క్ ద డౌట్ ఇన్ ఇంటర్వ్యూస్. ఓకే
సార్ ఇంకొక డౌట్, దీంట్లో కూడా ఓవర్ రైడ్ చేయొచ్చా? ఓవర్ రైడింగ్ ఉపయోగించవచ్చు.
ఇవన్నీ ఒక చోట ఉన్నాయి కదా, ఓవర్ రైటింగ్ కదా. ఓకే. ఆల్రెడీ ఓవర్ రైడింగ్ ఇన్ ద సెన్స్ వాట్ ఈస్ ద ఓవర్ రైడింగ్? యూజ్ ద సేమ్ ఫంక్షన్ నేమ్
ఎస్ సార్.
and same parameters. That is method overriding, right? Okay, మనం ఇప్పుడు నెక్స్ట్. సో what is the second statement? No constructor, no method body.
సార్ స్క్రీన్ షేర్ అవడం లేదు.
Okay, 1 second. No constructor. So the second statement, no constructor and no method body for methods. For methods. Okay. There is no body. Means unimplemented method. Or you can say unimplemented methods. You can say. Okay. Are abstracted methods. These are the names for this statement, we can say. Okay. And third important point, there is no need to have access modifier in interface. What I said? There is no need to have access modifier. Okay. No access modifiers. You can add, but what access modifier you can add? Only public. Okay. What access modifier? Only public access modifier. Okay. If you didn't added the access modifier for function, what does it mean? By default, the access modifier is public. Okay. So this is the interface bus. By default, an access modifier is public. Okay. By default, what you can have? Public access modifier. And what is the fourth point? Can you create an object for a class or not? Malli?
Sir.
Can we create a object for a class or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, we can create.
Yes, sir.
We can create.
సార్
But we cannot create an object for interface. what I said? You cannot create object for interface. Okay, then how we are going to use this interface here? You are not going to create an object for the interface. You are not going to write the method bodies. So what is this nonsense here? Huh? Interfaces we are going to use in inheritance only. So some class might be there. For example, ICICI Bank ATM point is the class. That class can implement the functionalities of this interface. Who has to implement? Child class. Example, let's take, this is a parent, interface is the parent, and you have a child class. That child class must implement all the methods. If he is having a relation with this IATM point, the child class, for example, now I am trying to create one Axis Bank ATM. I am creating Axis Bank class. What is the class name? Axis Bank ATM point, right? So Axis Bank ATM point I am creating, right? See, let's see now. So here I want to implement, I want the functions. What kind of functions? See, interface. Why I am here? I am answering the question for your first doubt. What is your first doubt? Why I have the dummy functions in interface? There is no method body. Why should I declare unnecessarily? Somebody is going to implement all the functions, right? That is your doubt. Because for that doubt, what is the clarification? It's a industry standards. We used to set some standards. For example, if I don't have any standards, okay, example, I am trying to build one ATM point. Okay, I am Axis Bank, someone is ICICI Bank, and someone is SBI Bank, and someone is HDFC Bank. If you don't agree for common standards, right, industry standards, what will happen? People are using, people will get confused, right? For example, I am using withdrawal, somebody using some for withdrawal taking money, right? Their own names. ICICI Bank people uses the function name is for take money, and Axis Bank is using the function name is withdraw, and some other bank uses the function name is withdrawal. People will get confused or not? Yes or no? Got the clarity? So the industry standards, something is common across multiple classes, right? Those common things, instead of writing once again and giving the more confusions to the end user, right? You are working on same kind of functionality. Then everybody should understand something is common. For example, in inheritance we are using some common, there is a relationship from one class to another class. At that time only we are going for the inheritance, right? There is a relationship. Child has some relation with your parent, so he can easily get those functions. That is right. So the same way, we want to set some industry standards, or we want to have some common functionalities. We have some common functionality. Those common functionality you need to separate into interface, right? So example, the ATM center. in ATM center we need to agree some standards, right? Withdraw is a function. Boss, everybody should use the same function. You implement your own things. ICICI Bank, it's withdrawal functionality. To do the withdrawal, they have their own functionality. Implementation is different. Axis Bank, they have their own functionality. But the common standard, what is the standard? They should have the function name is same. Withdraw. Withdraw in the sense withdraw. Everybody should have. All the banking systems should have the same functionality. Go and check any ATM point. All they have the same functionality. Pin change, withdraw, deposit. These are the functions they will have. Why? Because they agreed on these standards. Clear? Right? So that is the purpose. Something is common between multiple classes. Then the common things you should separate into interface. Then every class must inherit that interface and implementation. Provide the implementation to that interface. Now I want to provide the implementation. So I said IMPLE implements. What I am implementing? ATM. IATM, not ATM. IATM. See, when I say IATM, it is giving some error. See, what is the statement I have given just before a few minutes back? If I have, see, this guy has no implementations, and then it is in, I want to implement here, so it is giving error. As of now, I didn't provided any implementation. What is the error it is giving? Or error, or you can say suggestions. What are the suggestions it is giving? Add unimplemented methods. That means you should provide the body here. Automatically when you click here, you get all the methods are overridden here. See? Every function, what are the declarations are there, for those functions implementations came. So here you can write your own code, right? If the ATM ICICI Bank, Axis Banks want to provide his implementation, how to withdraw, he can write his withdrawal functionality, right? Axis Banks wants to apply that pin change, he can create his own implementation. But interface in the sense there is a contract. What is that interface? Interface in the sense there is a contract between your child class and interface. What is the contract? Malli, can you tell me what is the contract? Contract ante asalu telusa? How many people they know what is the contract? For example, you have some contract jobs also, you know, in the market, permanent jobs and contract job. What is the contract job?
సార్ కాంట్రాక్ట్ జాబ్ అంటే పర్టికులర్ టైం వరకే చేయాలి సార్, తర్వాత తీసేస్తారు.
Yeah. అంటే they agreed, okay, this is 1 year contract, okay, you need to work with us for 1 year. Or sometimes for the fresher people they will take the bonds, right? They will agree on one contract. Boss, you should work with us for 2 years. That is the contract between you and me. Or you must work with me for 1 year. In between, if you are losing, if you are not willing to continue, you need to pay 3 months salary to us or 6 months salary to us. Like that, that is the contract. So when you have a contract, you should not break the contract. What will happen if you break the contract? Automatically they will collect the money. The contract is for 1 year. That you must follow the contract. If you didn't follow the contract, what you need to do? You need to pay that money. So here also, contract in the sense, what is my contract? In my contract, I have 6 methods. What is the 5 methods? This Axis Bank, he agrees, I am implementing iATM interface. When he agrees the contract, see, when I say implements, I am implementing, I am agree to implement this, your body, your methods, right? I am agreeing. When you say agreeing, you have to implement body for all methods, not one method. Got it? That's why when I got the exception, automatically you got the bodies for all methods. Withdraw, pin chain, balance check, mini statement, deposit. Do you got or not? All method body is there. Okay. For example, okay boss, I am okay. I implemented 4 out of 5. Is that okay? I implemented 4. You broken the contract. It won't accept. In interface, it won't accept. You should follow the industry standards here. Common standards. These are the common standards. You must follow the standards. It won't allow you until you implement that function. Right? So just directly click here and add unimplemented method. It added somewhere. Is it down? Right? So that is the interface. Interface is a contract between class and your interface. Interface is a contract between your child class and interface. Clear the statement? Contract. Why I said contract? When you are agreeing for contract, you should not break the contract. Here, it won't give a chance to you. The project itself won't compile if you are not fulfilling the contract. Okay? So that is the interface. What is the interface? Another statement. Interface is a contract
Okay.
between whom? The contract between interface
Interface and child class.
Child class.
and child class. Clear? So this is the interface. Okay? I am removing this guy from here to show one more interface. The main problem, what is that problem? To which problem to resolve, we added the interface logic here, mainly multiple inheritance,
Multiple.
right? We will see that one. Now, I removed the deposit function from the one single interface. I am adding one more interface. I deposit ATM. Right? See here, you need to observe. Do you have the constructors here? Earlier for the class, you used to see the constructors, static method, all those things. Right? Here you don't have. Constructors won't allow. Clear? Only function body. Now, where is our Axis Bank ATM? This guy. See, can I have multiple inheritance here? I deposit.
Deposit.
See here, it is not throwing any exception, but it is throwing one exception. What is that? Because I deposit ATM, we have one function. What is the function? What is the function? It is clearly showing here. What is the function you have in I deposit ATM?
Positive.
Deposit. Deposit is a function. So what it is saying? Axis Bank must implement the inherited abstract method. Abstract in the sense there is no body. There is no body here. Please add the body here. It is clearly saying you. See, when you got the exception, you should read the exception, right? The type in the sense class. The class Axis Bank ATM must implement the inherited abstract method. Abstract in the sense there is no body. Clear? There is no body for this deposit method. Please provide the implementation. That's what it is saying. So what you need to do? Click on the add unimplemented methods. See here, do you got the deposit or not? Yes? You got the deposit. Right? So now you can add the body. Whatever the body you want. This is the body. Already body is there. Right? You should add your statements. What is my statement? System dot out dot print ln. This is Axis Bank withdraw. Sorry, I am writing in constructor. Axis Bank pin change.
Pinch.
Okay. క్లియర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ అర్థమవుతుందా కన్ఫ్యూజ్ ఉందా
Yes.
people may have confusions but once you see the video multiple times I written the spelling mistakes. I am going with the same spelling. Okay, don't pick the spelling mistakes. I am very bad at English, especially with spellings. Okay, now I have implementation for Axis Bank. For example, now if I want to implement SBI Bank, SBI ATM, let's see. Here I want to implement. What is the all banks will have the same standards, right? It is common, right? The functionality is common. ATM functionality, all ATMs will have same thing. So I am agreeing. What is my contract? I am agreeing to iATM and I am agreeing to iDeposit. iDeposit ATM. Then it is throwing my exception. Boss, you have unimplemented methods. Okay, I got the implementations. Right? Otherwise, so here, what is my function? I will copy from here. Here I am saying it is my one implement SBI Bank. This functionality related to SBI Bank. Okay. See here, what is the difference you are observing here? This guy also has the pin change. This guy also has the pin change. This guy also have balance check. This guy also have balance check. SBI also have mini statement. SBI Access also mini statement. Functionalities are same, but the implementation. See here, SBI pin change. Here, Axis Bank pin change. Implementations are different, right? So this is the main advantage of interfaces, right? Since how I am giving my own implementation, because I have the interfaces where there is no body, purely abstractions. In interface, what you have? Purely abstracted methods. So once there is no body, I need to provide, I can provide my own method body, my own implementation. That is the interface here. Okay. Now I cannot create the, one more point what we discussed, we cannot create the object for interfaces. To whom we need to create the object? Only child class. When you have interfaces or when you have abstract classes, always you must create the object for in classes, child class, not for interfaces. Okay. Now let's see how I can create the object for child class. You know, right? Everybody knows. You guys know or don't know? How to create the object for a class? Who will tell?
Sir, class name object is equal to new class interface name. Constructor name.
Class name. What is the class name? For example, I want to create the object for SBI.
Sir, SBI
ATM. Okay.
object name
Object name is SBI equals to
is equal to
new
SBI ATM constructor name.
Okay, like this. Okay, now I can get SBI balance check. I can get SBI withdraw. All functions. Okay, I am just giving two functions. Now what is other function, other class I have? Access. Okay. Oh, Axis Bank ATM. The class is not Axis Bank. It's Axis Bank ATM, right? Right. Get the balance check. Axis Bank withdrawal. See here, all banks, all ATM points have the same functionality. To the client, to the end user, you are visiting that any ATM point. If you are observed, you are seeing only all these functions common. If you go Axis Bank, you have the same standards, same functions. If you go SBI, you have the same function, right? Withdraw function, balance check function, these are the same functions across all. See, I am SBI Bank, I have the same function. I am Axis Bank, I have the same function. So that is the advantage of interfaces. Okay, so this is very important and critical. Okay, please visit this video n number of times today, because it should fix in your minds, right? What is interface? I have written the statements here clearly. Interface, no constructor, no method bodies, only public access modifier. Only public access modifier. Cannot create the object for interface. Interface is a contract between class and interface. Okay, that is the statements. Okay, I am